Hello, and welcome to another episode of Just Jordan Things, where I have technical difficulties and can't figure out how to go live. Apparently, I set up a streaming platform as how I was going to go live and not my webcam and could not change it and could not log in and then could not get my streaming platform to connect to the live to make it go live. So I hope all of you find me. If you do find me, congratulations. Welcome. You made it. Hello. We're going to ship some stuff today. It has been a crazy weekend for me. If any of you were in my Whatnot sale last night, you know that it was very short and that I have been sick for the past 5 days. It's been terrible. And now all of a sudden I am recovering. I'm feeling better. I finally have a little bit of energy again. And then tomorrow I go get my wisdom teeth taken out. So it's just right back down. So let's hang out here and enjoy. Hello, Edith. Welcome. Thank you for finding me. I'm so sorry that I tried to plan and get my live show set up and it completely failed miserably. Hello, Shannon. Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for finding me. I appreciate it. Please bear with me for all technical difficulties. I'm supposed to be the one good at this. So if I can't figure out technical difficulties, no one can, right? That's how that works. But we've made it. We've done it and we're going to ship some stuff. Ugh. I also can't find the 7 rolls of tape that I purchased, and I'm out. So this is all the tape we have to ship with today. I hope it's going to be enough. We're gonna get through it. We have a bunch of small stuff to do today. One, because I was incredibly tired and didn't get a chance to list a lot of things for my Whatnot sale. So yeah, there's that. And then 2, I actually have a sponsored highlight Whatnot show next Friday coming up. So on the 26th, bookmark my treasure hunting show, I think it's called, is going to be in the spotlight feature on the little Whatnot page. So that'll be fun and exciting. Let's get shipping. Okay, small things first. What I've been doing actually is listing everything in the buy it now section, and people have been going and making offers, which has been working really well. Actually, I've probably shipped out 10 things across the last week without it being from an actual show. So if you ever see anything in my Whatnot store that you would like for yourself, leave me an offer, because that is the easiest way to go and purchase something from me, because apparently I can't figure out how to not be ill. I'm trying to figure out where my last live went, because I definitely went live. I was live, and now I'm trying to find this live, and I can't find this live. It's just a bunch of hullabaloo. I'm going to leave a message. I had to move to another live. Sorry. Technical difficulties. I'm live now. All right. Hopefully everybody can find me from that one. And now I go into the one I am now so I can read my comments. Of course, I have to watch an ad before. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. Everything's fine. Everything's going great. It's a Wednesday afternoon. It is the middle of May, and I have no idea how we got this far through the year already. When did that happen? Was anybody going to tell me? You are new to Whatnot. Can you buy in store even when you're not live? Yes, actually, that's what I was just talking about. So you can go in my store and purchase something if it's in the buy it now section, or in my, what do they call it? The marketplace, I guess, if you will. And you can purchase something or make an offer on something before a show happens, which I think is a genius idea from Whatnot, because now I can just host all of my things there and I don't have to run everything that I have in my store every single time, because I have 100 things in my store. They also put a leave a tip option in there now. So you don't have to have that, like, oh, buy the host a coffee in the buy it now section, and then I don't have to ship something out. You don't have to pay shipping for it. So that's a really cool feature. Whatnot's on the up and up. They're learning, they're understanding. Hello, Happy Kitty. Hello, Just Curious. Thank you guys for finding me. Sorry, I saw you guys over in the other live. I tried to be productive, but best laid plans, right? Best laid plans. Also, upcoming, I have a lot of crafting material that I found. If you watch my TikTok channel, you might have already seen, but if you follow me on YouTube and watch my shorts, you're going to see this week, probably because there's a week delay, how many crafting supplies I drug home with me from the thrift store in Vegas. It is a bunch of vintage crafting books. It's a bunch of vintage patterns and baubles and buttons. And if you like crafting things, that's going to be a fun show. I'm also going to start doing some lives where I do craft with you, learn a craft pattern, knit something. We're going to learn to knit first. I'm going to do some granny squares, and then we're going to learn to sew. That is on the docket for this year. Okay, get. And just like that, first package done. This is what I really like about having a small show. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't have that much to do at all today. It's fantastic. I hope I feel better too, Diane, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon, especially with my surgery tomorrow. I've never had any type of surgery, and even though my boyfriend keeps reassuring me that wisdom teeth removal is entirely routine and it's an easy recovery, I have a feeling it's not going to be so simple. Ooh, come here, bubble wrap. Especially since I'm already stir crazy from laying in bed from the last week. Moral of the story, don't go on vacation. You get sick on vacation. That's what I'm learning. This is what this lesson is teaching me. See, Happy Kitty, you're having technical difficulties today, just like me. We're all in the same boat. What is everyone up to this week? Tell me your exciting times, your happy times. I need to live vicariously through everyone that's healthy and hasn't been laying in bed. Unless you like laying in bed and you were laying in bed by choice. I wasn't laying in bed by choice. Otherwise, I usually enjoy it. I need paper. Oh, my paper's over here. You are gardening? Lovely. I love that. What are you gardening right now? Gargle with salt and water so you don't get dry pockets, and you will be okay. Once I get them removed, that is clutch advice. Thank you. I will do that. I think this one can just go in here. No? This is a cool little box. Let's just shove it in here. It's already got the stuff in it. We ate our first crop harvest of the season. I had edamame beans. I don't know if they were peas or edamame beans. I forgot what I planted, but they were edible and they were beans. And I went out and I picked a bunch, and I picked as many as I thought we would need. I was like, look how many this is. This is great. And then I cooked them, and it was barely 2 servings. And then that was it. That was the entire harvest. So, and now I don't think they're going to grow anymore because the plant is dying. Then that's on gardening. Also, my lemon tree is not getting pollinated. And I've tried to self-pollinate, and it doesn't seem to be working. And I'm very frustrated because it's got a lot of flowers and a lot of potential. And it's just not doing what I need it to do. And I would like it to do what I need it to do. Because I want fresh lemonade. All right, let's pick some cards. Let's keep going at this. Since this is the usual listing party, we'll just do a card for every shipment I get out instead. What is your go-to joke or one-liner? I think mine is I'll show you. Like whatever you say. It's like, well, I'll show you a blank. That's I'm straight cheese. Cheesy is the way to go with jokes. Hi Bonnie, welcome in. Thank you for finding me. I need to go delete that other live now since it's not actually happening, but c'est la vie, I guess. You just came in from covering your garden because you have a chance of a frost tonight. Oh my goodness. No, not you. Not you. I wasn't talking to you. I was looking at you. I wasn't talking to you. 80-degree weather this weekend, and they're talking about an early summer, and you're having a frost again? It's crazy how different weather can be. Like, I get in Australia, it could be different because they're having winter right now. But, like, it should be summer here, right? That's the rule. Hello from the UK. You actually caught me live. Hello and welcome. You're watching my mom too? Thank you. Thank you for supporting our not so family business. I guess you could consider it a family business, but it's not really because we're completely separate in everything we do. And I just go on her channel to pester her. There's no sound. Uh-oh. Can everybody else hear me? Lisa, could it be a problem on your end or is it on my end? I love the UK and I've only been to Ireland once. Is that in the UK? I'm assuming it's in the UK. It's over there. It's across the pond. And I want to go back. We're going to Italy in November and I've started learning Italian. I don't know if you can actually call it that. I'm doing Duolingo, so I'm doing the little app on the phone, and it like comes up with like the words, and you can recognize the words. So it, like if someone said it to me, I'd be like, "Oh yes, the woman drinks the beverage." I got you. But like anything else, I don't think I could say it. We're not conversational yet, but I have a couple months, so hopefully we can get to some sort of useful language. Nestle in there. Ooh, I'm running out of paper too. We're just low on all of our supplies today, apparently. That's good. That means we've been shipping things. That means we've been selling things. Whew. If I were paper in my garage, where would it be? Over here. Okay, so half of you say no sound, half of you say you can hear me. Okay, so if you leave, well, if you're having a problem, you can't actually hear me give you that instruction, but listen to the chat, they'll help. Okay, wish address labels came off easier. Like, come on, what's the need for coming off in like 3 different bits, 4 different bits? None, 0, absolutely no. Okay. Are you back? Can you hear me now? Hello, Margaret. Woohoo! Okay, glad that fixed it. I never know what to do when there's technical issues like that. I'm just a lost little puppy in the world of technology. Things should just work. I should just look at my computer and say, hey, I want people on the internet to hear me. And then it should do it. That's what I would like for the future. That's my official bid for what computers should be in the future. will say, with all the advancements of AI, we're going to have an interesting. Okay, so this was what I was talking to Grant about the other day. In like 10 years, what is the interaction you want to have with your vehicle? I personally would love it if we got technology as advanced to have like our car just be this like autonomous driving machine for us. Like I could be like, oh, go to the grocery store and pick up my order, right? Because you can like order on your mobile app and then you can just like tell your car, like, go pick up the order. That'd be fantastic. That'd be amazing. Go pick up the kids from school. Please. Thank you. Go pick up my prescription. Wonderful. Drive me home from the bar. Be my own Uber. That's what I want. Do I think that we'll get there? I don't know. I'd have to trust it a lot too. I do know that there's a lot of like doubt and fear with autonomous vehicles. We're not there yet. But I think in 10 years, we might get close. Is this book going to fit in here? I don't think so. Coming to America soon, and your baby girl is living there now, so you can't wait to see her and the American life. Yeah, where are you moving from and where does she live? That is exciting. It's going to be different, I'm sure, than wherever you're living now. That's an understatement. And depending on where she lives, a culture shock or lack of culture shock, maybe. What is American culture? Anyways, I don't feel like America has like a distinct culture. Different regions have different cultures, but I feel like we're too big to have like one culture that we all just kind of adopt. Maybe overworking ourselves. That's a fun one. Tipping culture. Okay, I guess that's very like American. The way we tip here is much different than the way most countries tip, or at all. A lot of countries don't tip at all. You're in Sussex right now, and you're going to be moving to Hawaii. Oh, wait. Oh, and she's in Seattle. Okay, so she's on the West Coast. Nice. She's over by me. Well, kind of. We are the West Coast, but Seattle is a 6-hour plane ride away still. So maybe like a 4-hour plane ride. And Hawaii, still on the same coast, I guess, but not really either. But those are beautiful places. Seattle is fun. I haven't been in a long time. I wonder how much it's changed over the years. I probably haven't been in like 7, 8 years. And downtown was kind of like, it was always busy, but it was more on the rise of like downtown things to do. Like bars were opening up and it was more of that like fun going out culture. It's always kind of been like a business center. Did you check how far the Good Stuff thrift store was from Seattle? It's a ways. It's a ways. Bubble wrap. Although you could do a pretty easy turnaround trip from Seattle to Las Vegas. And Las Vegas is a sight in of its own to see. I just came from there to do a girls trip. And there is so much to do. So much free stuff to do at that. Part of me wishes I had the energy of a young 20-something to do like Vegas again. You know what I mean? Like how you do Vegas. I was in bed by 9 most nights. And if I wasn't in bed, I was like, all right, it's getting late, guys. Is it time to leave? And they're like, it's 9:30. We just had dinner. England is so small, and the vastness of America freaks you out. But your baby girl got married in Vegas. Lovely. Yeah, the size of America is pretty wild. And the fact that I've been to both coasts multiple times and still barely traveled to like 10% of it, like if that, is wild. Get in there. Good. I'm not even pulling cards. I completely forgot. Okay. For those of you that are new here, this is how this works. This is one of those games where it's like a question. We all answer the same question. So I'll answer the question and then you guys answer the question too. Have you ever walked out of a movie? Which one and why? This is a really funny one. I've only ever walked out of one movie, and it was Napoleon Dynamite when I was a kid. And it wasn't technically my choice, but I was a child and I started crying at one of the beginning scenes where he like feeds a llama cake or something. And I was like, the llama's going to starve. And I was bawling. I was petrified for this poor llama that was going to die. Yeah, apparently I couldn't tell parody from real life. And we had to leave because I was crying and making a disturbance in the movie theater. That's me. That is just one example of how literal of a thinker I am, especially in childhood. It was real bad in childhood because everything was face value. And now I can like grasp more of a like sarcastic tone or like, I can logic myself out of like why it wouldn't be a black and white. But a lot of the times I still have trouble with it. I think one of the funniest examples was when I was like, I don't know, probably middle school. The Jonas Brothers were my favorite band. And they came out with a music video where they were like singing a song to their fans. And they were telling them they loved them. And they're like, you know, I love you so much to their fans. And I wrote them a letter. Saying, you probably shouldn't tell your fans you love them. They're all strangers. And love is a big word. That's kind of leading them on. Like, that's not fair to them for you to say, I love you. I hope that was one of the ones where they get so much fan mail that, you know, they can't read it all. Or they just sat around and had a great laugh about it. But that's how literal of a thinker I am. I messaged or wrote a letter to the Jonas Brothers stating how inappropriate it was for them to be telling people they love them because they don't know them. You've only walked out if people were making a lot of noise and you couldn't hear the movie. Okay, that's fair. I'd be pretty angry. I'm the person that like yells. If it gets too rowdy or people are being rude on their phone, I'm that person that will just be like, hey, cut it out. It's usually more vulgar than that, but like, you know, depends on how far away I'm sitting from them and if they can actually tell who is saying it rather than just a direction from what it comes from. In the 60s, you were in high school and the movie The Night of the Living Dead, because it scared you silly. Is that a zombie movie? Right? I'm thinking Shaun of the Living Dead or Shaun of the Dead. That's not the one. Because I've seen that one and that one's funny. I've never seen Night of the Living Dead, I don't think. But that is justification to walk out, 100%. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it went right over my head. I've never seen that one, so I don't know what it's about. So I don't know why you would have walked out. But I'm interested to hear. Is it a bunch of jokes? Is that what's happening? Oh, what's this doing here? Okay, you stay there. I guess that's a good way to weed out movies that like I don't need to see. Like, what movie did you walk out on? So like I can cross it off my list if it's like I need to watch something. I recently, I guess I didn't watch the whole thing, but there was an account on TikTok that was playing pieces of Gone with the Wind and basically uploaded the full movie in like 3-minute segments. And I watched the majority of it. So now I feel like I've seen Gone with the Wind. That's how I got to get interested in a movie. It's like I watch a part of the middle of it and then I'm invested and I'm like, all right, I could watch this. This seems like you could hold my attention throughout the whole thing. I got to know a little bit of the middle before we like get into the meat of it. Which is like trailers kind of do that, but they don't give anything away. I feel like I need some stuff to be given away so I can feel comforted by like, oh, I know what's going to happen. Because I hate not knowing what's going to happen. I hate surprises. Uncertainty and like driving into the abyss of something drives me crazy. I hate it. Isn't this Butterbell really cute? I want to find another one now that matches my kitchen. Or maybe I could make... Okay, I wouldn't make one. I would try to have Rachel make me one, and then I could paint it or glaze it in like a gold dip. Or if they make wooden ones, I feel like it has to be ceramic because of the water. You think you're weird because you're not into movies with other people? That's what I think too. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, you haven't seen these classic movies. And I'm like, they don't really hold my attention. So no. And also I read a lot more than I watched TV. I wasn't really allowed to watch TV. That didn't help. But also I just didn't. I was outside playing or like doing stuff. I really didn't watch that much TV as a kid, besides The Emperor's New Groove 100 times in a row. Signs that you may be ADHD. It's all making sense now. You have your comfort shows. Okay, it's based on the death of Sharon Tate and Charles Manson, but was mostly references Brad Pitt driving around in an old colorized scenes. Okay, in odd colorized scenes. Don't even have it on Netflix. People look at me like I'm from another planet. You don't have Netflix at all? Honestly, Netflix is getting wonky, and I'm ready to cancel Netflix, except for the fact that it has like 3 shows that I like to watch on repeat, just in like the background. But see, what's funny is Grant is the polar opposite, and he shares streaming accounts, like every single one. We have every single streaming platform. You name it, we've got it. Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, Netflix, HBO, Hulu. Like, we got it. If it exists, Peacock. He has a friend that he shares an account with. And he watches so many movies. We actually just had this conversation at lunch. I was like, when we have kids, the TV is not going to be on as much as it is right now in this household. And of course, he's like, what do you mean? Well, it's on constantly. That's his like go-to zone out, don't think about anything. Also, I just genuinely think he likes the culture of watching movies, the industry of it, the keeping up with, you know, directors and actors and their growth and the different roles they played and the complexities of, you know, I don't know, movies. People think you're weird too because all you do is stream horror movies and don't know any of the top television shows or actors. You know what? That is a great niche to know. And there's so many good horror movies out there. Okay. I personally can't watch scary movies or even like spooky movies. Like if it has any kind of like jump scare, I'm out. I can't handle it. No Netflix here. You have an independent cinema at the end of your street. $3.50. Oh wow, that's I guess €3. Sorry, but that is fantastic. See, and that's kind of what I like about the movie theaters. I don't like sitting and just like, oh, there's nothing else to do. We put on a movie. It's like, oh, we're going to the movies. You make an event out of it. It's more of like a like thing to do rather than like there's nothing else to do, so we may as well put the TV on and like sit behind it like a zombie. I personally prefer to sit in front of a book like a zombie if I'm going to zombie out. So or play video games. Video games is a good one. I don't think this guy is gonna fit in here because he's got two things. So we gotta find a bigger box. And paper. We need more paper. Chewy. Chewy always comes through for me. See, I've also been double wrapping things in bubble wrap, so I feel like if I press the bubble wrap up against the box, it's not that big a deal because it's like I can do that and it's not even hitting hard surface. This is the new way to pack, guys. I still need a bigger box though. Might have to cut this one down now. Eat. All right, let's pull another card while I'm doing this. What is your funniest story from work? Oh boy. Work topics are always fun. I have a lot of funny work stories. I am the office shenanigans master. That is my official role. When hired to a company, they must know it immediately that I am going to be the person playing pranks in the office, planning birthday parties, driving culture. That's me. That's what I do. Get out of here. Let's see. There's been a lot of like the young, like, oh, I showed up to work drunk. Ha ha ha. Wasn't that so silly? And now that I realize like how physically irresponsible that was, I'm like, no, that's not funny. But the good ones were the pranks that I would play on my friends when it was their birthday. So we had a tradition that it was like you prank the person's desk that it was their birthday. And I came up with the most creative ideas every single time. We wrapped my boss's entire desk in wrapping paper. It was great. It took him like 30 minutes to unwrap it and like get to his stuff. We made fake money with our friend's face on it and like hung it like streamers all throughout the office around his desk because his name was Greg. And so we called him G Money. That was like his nickname. And so we made a bunch of G Money. That was fun. What else was there? The classic Post-it note, someone's desk. That's always a good one. I turned a coworker's desk into a ball pit. That was fun. Expensive, but worth it. We reused it a couple times for a couple different people. What else was there? So many good ones. What am I doing? That. Wrapping things. Ooh. Oh, this one will fit perfectly in here. I did a lot of like getting into character work with an inflatable dinosaur costume. we did an entire calendar, like a funny calendar of the character, my boss, who had a YouTube channel, which this is my kind of like little petty revenge. Not revenge. Revenge is the wrong word, but like petty, like pat on the back is the company that I was working for 2-3 years ago that let me go on Valentine's Day 2020, right before the pandemic started. My strategy was to build out this character and monetize their YouTube channel. And push came to shove and a bunch of like politics happened, and the person that I was working with either got very jealous of like the creativity that I was putting behind it, or like wanted, full credit for everything for herself. And it was a very like women not supporting women moment. And I'm like 90% sure she's the reason I got fired. She's still working there, and she's basically his little like, I don't know. We don't speak ill of those that are dead to us. But so I was like, okay, we'll monetize the channel. We're going to make all these fun videos. They were fun. They were wild. They were crazy. They were very creative. And they still, to this day, have not been able to monetize their YouTube channel. But I did it in less than a year. Just makes me realize that I knew what I was doing. And the person trying to take credit for my work still can't do what I was doing. Good thing Drunk Jordan was nice enough to warn Future Jordan. You know what? Future Jordan never listens. She doesn't listen. We know it. She's stubborn. We wear a lot of funky prints to work, lots of dinosaur dresses, and even a troll one. That sounds amazing. And please tell me you also have matching jewelry that coordinates with your dresses, because that would make my heart happy. I'm not wearing earrings today. I just realized that. You remember me saying that? So many women treat you way differently. Wait, so many women treat me way differently than they treat, your husband. I was like, that's the same sentence. You're writing the same thing. It is a darn shame. And I understand that it's a dog eat dog world. It was like the environment at that company is still like, you got to stroke egos, know the right person, and position yourself strategically to get by and advance. And she's doing well for herself. Karma will come for her someday, and I hope that she can live with herself and the terrible environment. Honestly, it was a better thing that I got out, because I would have been stuck there. Like a lot of the people that are there, and I see this happen time and time again, people say things like, oh, the flexibility here, I'm never going to find that someplace else. So I put up with the toxicity to compensate for the freedom that I have. You don't have freedom. They own you. They own your stress levels. You're constantly stressed there, and you never know if your job is safe. We've done this like 5 times now, where they let go the most expensive employees and just replace them with cheaper ones and make them start from the ground up again. So this happened multiple times. But I guess that's business. You're glad I don't listen? What did I not listen to? Oh, Drunk Jordan. Okay. I was like, what did I not do this time? Because that's honestly typical. I find myself to be hilarious. And that's really all that matters in this life, is if you can laugh at yourself. And I just happened to film it, so all of you can also enjoy and laugh at me while I laugh at myself. Oh man, this was gonna be perfect. bit different. Oh. We're good. We're good. I wanted to be a comedian at some point in my life. I still kind of think I could. Hope that doesn't happen to my current job. No. Oh my gosh, this job now is so polar opposite. This job that could never happen because I don't know. Everyone that works there is an adult. So for those of you that don't know, I work at Glassdoor. For those of you that don't know what Glassdoor is, it is gross. It is a review site for companies. So you can go on there and leave a review of the experience you've had at your company anonymously to increase transparency, talk about salary transparency, talk about the interview process, talks about, the good and bad things about work in an anonymous place so that you're protected as the employee. Now, what's amazing about working there is everyone there they value emotional intelligence. They value the culture. They value their employees, most importantly. First and foremost, the CEO is always doing what's best for the employees in the best way they know how. There's no business that's going to get it right all the time. But our company does a really good job at paying people equitably, making sure that we have a diverse environment of employees to get different backgrounds of things, making sure there's women in leadership, making sure there's diversity in our leadership, making sure that our ERG groups and minorities are represented and people feel like they belong at work. So yeah, that can never happen at Glassdoor. Me and my boss have a really good relationship because we both had incredibly toxic work experiences before. And we both come here and we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was possible. This is great. I never want to leave. Oh. Open mic night. You'd love to see it, but probably get sued by your relatives. That's also part of the reason everything comes down to family, emotional trauma from our family and childhood. I have to navigate how I say some of those things because there's still people in my life that they would probably be pretty offended if I started talking about them. My mom is one of those people, but she doesn't care. She knows. I out her on the internet all the time. It just fit. It fit before. Why is it not fitting now? That's what she said. We're pulling another card. If your house was burning down and you could only save one item, what would that be? Well, it'd have to be Dozer. Because I could leave the door open for Daisy and she would run out because she has more than one brain cell. Dozer, on the other hand, I would have to find cowering in a corner somewhere and carry his fat limp body out. Dozer's the answer. Fortunately, everything now, all of our important documents, passports, all of that stuff, is easy to get again. It's all saved online. We have copies of it. I can reorder another passport. It'll take me forever, but